DF Gaming. I need better lighting in here. Let's see. This is DF Gaming Reviews here, and I'm here to review The Invisible Man. What did I think? Well, it was alright. I didn't care for it. First of all, let's talk about the weird thing I didn't get in the movie. We'll talk about certain scenes. You haven't seen it yet. Might spoil certain scenes. Let me tell you something. What doesn't make sense in this movie? There are a lot of things in this movie. They were doing good up until they showed that he's wearing a suit. It just got like, it's not really the Invisible Man. It's just a guy in a tech suit. Man, how do I explain this? If he was wearing a tech suit, they don't explain what the tech suit does. They don't know. They tell us a little about the suit. If they're going to make it him wear a suit, they at least need to tell us about it. No, what the suit's made of. What the suit's weaknesses and strengths. If you're gonna go in an invisible tech suit. Number two thing that didn't make sense is, okay, there's certain situations that she finds herself in that didn't make any kind of sense. Like the little girl, the college girl who she was crying in the fetal position, and next thing you know, she hits the girl, I keep calling her little girl. The girl who's going to college gets hit in the side of the face, but acts as though she did it. It didn't make much sense because one, she's on the floor. How in the world did she punch you in the side of the face from on the floor? Is she Professor Xavier or something? Like, that scene didn't make sense at all. They should have did that scene a little better. Like, have her at least be in close proximity of her and make me believable that it looked like she did it, but really she didn't. But it's just, the ending was predictable. I knew what she was going to do before she did it. She did it. I just saw the most dumbest thing I ever saw in my life on the web about this movie. It's subtitled, "The Invisible Man does what he does, abuses to women all the time," or something like that. It's really ridiculous. I should have known some feminists going to turn this into some type of SJW victimhood mentality disorder. Let me tell you something. We traumatized all the way, because it's a terrible thing to be abused. But you're only a victim if you make yourself out to be one. This world's full of terrible things. Terrible women abuse too, just as much as men. Like, abusive as well. Everybody can be abusive. It's just a matter of will and. Am I recording? Oh. But the thing is, here's my point. This movie was terrible. They trying to use the music to get a scare out of you, or a thrill or some form of suspense out of you, and it doesn't work. It's just loud music. We do see her acting. She does act paranoid. She does act as though she's abused. She does act as though she's afraid. That acting is believable. But everything else, on the other hand, isn't. It makes some of the things make no sense. We do think the brother was in on it to some degree until she lambasted him for being a coward. In hindsight, I don't think there should be stipulations to wills, because that's so dumb. They could only win. Let me tell you something. If he is alive, then this whole time, that means the money would have reverted back to him in the first place if they found out he was still living. He faked his own death, which would have been a crime. Okay, first of all, it's called insurance fraud. Faking your own death in order to get back at your girlfriend for leaving you. Are you insane? Yes, that's proof that he was a sociopath. So it turns out he was alive. So guess what happens to money? It goes back to him. Now I'm not sure I'm the stipulation of the rules of that. But at some point you gotta ask yourself, was he in on it? Because there is no way in the world that anybody's going to go do all of that. He fakes his own death. So this is what my scenario. This is what I'm thinking. He hired his brother to take a picture of him with fake blood, maybe real blood. Probably used his own blood or somehow got a lot of blood, poured it on his wrist. It made it look like he was committed suicide. Wrote up a fake medical report. Probably found somebody else's ashes. And it's a lot of stuff. Just to get back at her for leaving her. He kills 2 people, which is a crime that he should have went to jail for. But then again, no one could prove that he did it because he was invisible. Don't know how that would hold up in court. It probably would. No way they can arrest him. He was wearing a suit, so obviously he don't have fingerprints, and the fingerprints on the knife was hers. But they do have videotape evidence of the knife floating in the middle air and slicing her throat, and then floating back in her hand. So none of them, one of them could have got off of the crime in the general. They couldn't convict neither one of them because one, the camera you can't unsee what the camera saw. Okay, you got thousands of witnesses claim. They didn't see her cut her throat. They saw her with the knife. They didn't see her slash her throat. Today, the technicality, they didn't see it. They only saw the aftermath. So all they can say is they saw her with the knife. But then again, there is in a restaurant, so of course she won't have a knife in her hand. That doesn't necessarily mean she's the one who killed her. Everybody has knives in their hand. Everybody in the restaurant probably used the knife. So it really didn't make any sense for them to assume that she did it. Other than she was in close proximity of her, and she had a knife in her hand with blood in it. But how was she going to do it from all the way across the table? That's the question. I know it's possible if you reached all the way over, but somebody would have noticed that. Where do I get this movie? I give it a C minus. Just for it wasn't the worst thing I've seen. It isn't the best thing I've seen. It's in the middle. It isn't the best acting on everybody's work, but technically speaking, it did what it was supposed to do. Well, for other people, because the short didn't do nothing for me. It was not suspenseful at all. It didn't scare me at all. At all. It got one shake, but it wasn't from whatever was happening. It was from the music. The music is the only thing that caused me to jump because it was sudden. It wasn't nothing that was being done by any of the people in the movie. They call them jump scares, but the jump scare was because the music was just abruptly started going boom, like it's like oh. The men in this movie are just the active imaginations of Hollywood. What men look like to them. But the matter is, it's not exactly all men. And to tell you, disclaimer, men don't always act like this. You'll never find a man who acts this like this in every category. Yeah, you'll find sociopaths. You'll find abusers. But that's them wrong. They're never just. Let me tell you, there are certain things they would have done point blank that they would not have done in this movie. First, let's think about what happened if she would have really left. What a real person would have done. They probably would have tried to kill her or stalk her. He really wanted to. He could have killed her if he wanted to. But he wanted to make her suffer. Kind of weak, though. Like, really? My guy, if you didn't need to be invisible. Shut up. He's found a way to be invisible. Okay, obviously he wasn't dead. The movie does do that good, make her seem crazy. If it wasn't for the fact that I sort of knew that she wasn't crazy, they haven't made it obvious yet. By the way the camera was moving, I knew there was something there. And that device, I said, what is that? It's a torture device? It happens to be, no. It wasn't a torture device. It was a device that holds a suit. Apparently he was some type of creative engineer who created optics or something. He made a suit that can turn invisible. I said that's probably why he was a millionaire. Yeah, I mean, you know how much the military and everybody would be after that suit. Military, the government, if they could turn their soldiers into invisible soldiers, nobody would beat them. They definitely would be after that suit. I mean, he kept that all to himself just to haunt her. Probably knowing him. I can't sell it to you. I need to haunt my girlfriend first. Freaking stupid movie is. Some people liked it. From what I've heard, some people liked it. Some people thought it was stupid. And thought it was meh. I sat in the movie like this the whole time. This is not scary. This is not scary. This is not scary. What? It's not scary at all. Stone face the whole time. Not, and on top of that, the service was terrible. I might need to edit down. Maybe not. Anyway, that's just my life. That's my review of The Invisible Man. It's good. This movie doesn't give me a lot to say about it. It was meh. I thought it was alright. He wasn't the best thing I've seen in the world. Acting was alright for what it is. Certain things didn't make much sense. The ending was, I saw it coming the moment she called. I said she didn't call to come back to him. You know. Anyway, it's Brennan, DF Gaming, signing out.